Hi guys. Welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. 14 things you don't know about Baron Trump, so make sure to watch the full video. 14. Bilingual. Baron's lineage is very European. He inherited German and Scottish roots from his father and Slovenian roots from his mother. Baron was known to be fluent in both English and Slovenian. When he was 3 years old, his mother, Melania, said he was fluent in English, Slovenian, and French. It is not known how much French he speaks, but the fact that Trump's youngest was such a gifted linguist at such a young age speaks volumes. His multilingual skills with a focus on languages will probably help him study at his ultra-preparatory school in Manhattan. It also makes me wonder if he and Melania have their communication even when Donald is in the same room. 13. His floor is. Some children have to share a bedroom while others have their bedroom. Some kids are lucky enough to have their playroom. A young Baron Trump has always been treated almost like an only child with so much more to offer, given the huge age gap between him and his brother. This young gentleman has his floor in Trump Tower for a ridiculously high rent. Outwardly, this floor of his has a living room as well as a bedroom. As the Trump family tries to keep Baron and Melania's personal lives as private as possible, who knows what this entire floor has to offer. However, it is clear that he was not lacking in space and luxury while at home. Everything he gets at the White House is nothing compared to his lavish lifestyle at Trump Tower. 12. Columbia University Grammar School and Preparatory School. Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School has been open longer than the country. Open as a school since 1764, the school has Moby Dick. The school offers pretty much the best education money can buy, and it was even better at the hefty price of over $37,000 per year. Donald and Melania moved to Washington, D.C., very happy with the school and how he has adjusted to it. C is not an immediate option for the young Baron. Who knows what will happen in the coming school year? But now he remains at Columbia University and is doing very well. 11. Rub caviar after the bath. Young Baron's mother, Melania Trump, had a skincare line that seemed to be gone. One particularly interesting product from her is the caviar moisturizer she used to rub Baron in after bathing. At almost 11 years old, it's unclear if he has a routine like this, but that was only a few years ago. This caviar moisturizer is no longer available for purchase, or seems to be, and frankly looks a bit harsh. After all, caviar is considered one of the most expensive culinary delights that a person can eat. Doesn't that make sense too? Who hasn't rubbed their skin with caviar after bathing every night? Anyway, I guess it's a common night activity for the son of a billionaire. 10. Very similar to his father. According to his mother, Baron is just like his father. She called him very smart but also very opinionated. Baron knows what he wants, and he knows how and when he wants it. He also has his preferences. Young Baron loves airplanes, but he clearly prefers clean white sheets on his bed. Melania calls him Mini Donald, and I don't think it's for nothing. Donald has always been a prize care person. Even when no one saw his vision, he saw a clear path and was not afraid to do whatever it took to achieve it. Baron has the same qualities and would be very successful alone with his father by his side and an older brother with the same instincts. 9. Uses golf. Golf has long been considered a gentleman's sport. Many of the grandest decisions that have had a profound impact on the world have been made on the golf course. We all know that Donald is an avid golfer and owns several golf courses of his own. Baron is also interested in sports and is known to be pretty good at them. Donald noted that Baron is a natural athlete and is good at tennis and baseball. He spends quite a bit of time playing golf with his father and has been photographed playing it several times. With his floor in Trump Tower, it's safe to say that Baron has plenty of room for his short game. I've been playing since I was 3, so I'm pretty good at it. 8. Wears a suit every day. Baron's mother made it clear that he was not a boy in sweatpants. But on the opposite side of that spectrum, Baron prefers to wear a suit every day, portraying a kind of Richie Rich vibe. Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School's uniforms are very strict, and Baron thinks he's gotten used to enough to make his wardrobe more comfortable. Also, he is a very well-groomed young man who always looks stylish and well-groomed. When you're the youngest son of the most famous billionaire on the planet and the newly elected President of the United States, it's only natural to wear a suit every day. It also doesn't help that his mother, a former supermodel, didn't die while he was sweating it out. 7. No inspiration. Baron is growing up and seems too cool for all the political hype surrounding his father. After all, he's the youngest, and possibly the last, of the constantly in the spotlight. His life has always been a little different from others. He has been spotted and photographed yawning and even rolling his eyes once or twice during his father's loud speeches. Barron was also conspicuously absent from several of his father's major political events. For a kid who wants to be like his father, you might think it'll fit up his alley. Maybe he is not interested in politics. 6. I like to play alone. With much older siblings, Barron grew up largely an only child. He has friends and plays with them, but he honestly enjoys playing alone too. In typical Trump fashion, he likes to build structures out of Lego blocks. Perhaps he will become a real estate tycoon like his father. We already know that he resembles his father more than any of his siblings. Barron is quite content playing alone on Trump Tower's luxurious floor. He was also very attentive to details and could even paint on the walls of his room. Melania and Donald are happy to allow him to be creative and express himself, but in fact, he is very methodical and organized. 5. The first boy in the White House in 50 years. I can't believe that all the kids living in the White House since the Kennedy administration has been girls. John F. Kennedy Jr. A boy hasn't called the White House home since childhood. Barron is the first since then, but it's not yet clear what his residence will look like. Living at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is a step down for Barron, who likely has less space. We can see that he doesn't care much about all the political splendor and circumstances surrounding his father's new job. So, like a typical 10-year-old, he might be a little upset about leaving Trump Tower. I doubt we'll see any pictures of him playing at the Oval while his father worked with JFK Jr. 4. He is a hit in Japan. Japanese people seem to find Barron attractive and worthy of fame. Shortly after Donald was elected president, Japanese cartoonists began creating images of the young Barron. Manga is a form of Japanese manga art that is very popular in Japan and many countries around the world. This infatuation with Barron essentially made him a celebrity in Japan. Whether or not Barron is aware of this is unknown, but I think it's a pretty cool addition to his younger 10-year-old self. How many teenagers can say they're a comic book sensation? While Japan's infatuation with Barron doesn't indicate his father's approval, that's a whole other story. 3. It is costly for him to defend. It is said that protecting Barron and other family members in New York costs close to $1 million a day. In this case, the bill isn't detailed, and it's not entirely clear whether it's only referring to Barron and Melania or if it also includes costs to protect the president himself. But while Barron continues to reside atop Trump Tower in Midtown Manhattan, protecting him becomes more difficult. The costs involved are much higher than when he was in the White House. There have been rumors about how this protection works, but it's safe to say that this isn't an easy task even for the Secret Service. 2. Beat. On Twitter. Regardless of how his father behaves on Twitter, the young Barron hasn't done anything to become a hit on social media. Unfortunately, he's already been the butt of jokes on Saturday Night Live. In a move that was truly under the belt, SNL writer Kathy Rich tweeted a joke that was deemed in bad taste. Saturday Night Live did not attack Donald Trump but immediately responded by suspending Rich from the show indefinitely. She deleted her tweet and even apologized. First, children tend to skip the most out of respect. Generally, the younger you are, the more passes you get. SNL seems to respect this old tradition and act accordingly. 1. No handhold. Barron is no longer a little boy. He is almost 11 years old and may be starting to show a bit of his youthful rebelliousness. It will be difficult for everyone to start this process looking at you, but that is the way his father went. At the inaugural parade, Donald, Melania, and Barron marched out when it was clear that Melania would quickly snatch it away as she reached out to grab Barron's hand. It's not too different from preteen boy behavior towards his mother, but the difference is that it's been watched by millions of people, so it's made it a little more noticeable. The only thing this shows us is that Barron is a normal boy who doesn't feel the need to hold his mom's hand anymore. No problem, Barron.